limbs, it makes sense.
All right, so there we go. My vote was wrong. We got the Leomord on the gold lane. We have the Lunox on the experience lane. And here's a fun fact. We have Hate also joining the experience lane.
So, yeah, and it's going to be Sagitnu and Hate in one lane, and they're just gonna poke the hell out of the enemy team. And the enemy hero
Oh!
onto this lane. Oh,
Nice jump by
Oh, wow.
Secret. That was very quick against Hetomax. All right. And that's the blue buff onto Limbs. Okay.
mhm.
But
So-
that is going to be the lane.
So what they did was, after that XP lane, Hate goes to level 2, he gets the Little Wanderer, and he heads straight for that purple buff. So that's the certain rotations that the enemy team, that the teams are doing here. If you get a carry fighter or a carry side laner, you would put the marksman onto the XP lane, then just get his levels.
And look at this. So what Chakno is doing is just going for the reset, right? A disruption towards Limbs that force actually Limbs to get his recall. He does understand that the Fanny has nice capability of returning to his own buff. So what Chakno is now doing is he's trying to get some attention by visiting again the orange buff. But yeah, that is the first of the early small leads here by Execration. Another goes to Gitnu. Chakno dancing around against Limbs. Alright.
And Etamax here, getting the level 4, and they will. And this is Hate. Just
Of course.
they're flexing, and
Of
right
course.
now they are making money. Make it rain.
And look at that. Benikiti doesn't even need to use the barbell. Still has the green dot on the moment that Hate actually visited that lane. Guys, that is very important.
And
that gold lane gank, that's a lot of gold now for Hate. That's where the biggest lead will happen.
And look at the gold. It's 1k up here for the side of Execration. It's 1-1.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, that's 1.4k gold given to the side of Execration just because of that one sequence that Execration did. Wow, that's really high, and Sagitnu here is getting a fair share as well.
Yeah, of gold. That's how it's done. Ladies and gentlemen, no surprise. By the 4-minute mark, I'll be seeing an early item here for Hate. But Hate is eyeing actually the late game here by choosing the killing spree. And Chaknu, you know, is being impactful. That's totally okay. He did throw Limbs out. And that's all he needs. That's all he needs. He just needs to disrupt continually. The Mounting Chakra gets casted. There is a kill though done by the Lunox, if I'm not mistaken. There's gonna be Chaknu who goes for the unstoppable force towards
And
full defense.
Chaknu got the
Chaknu
buff.
got the buff. That's how it's done. It puts in the logo of the Onyx here.
Oh
And,
no.
yeah, that's Etamax also following through. Doesn't matter. Even with the death on Etamax, that's a lot of pressure there by Execration. And lots of freedom for Hate. And Benikiti also farming in. And guys, that's the final minion. That's the final artillery. Gold artillery gold. Yeah, that's the final artillery gold that we'll be seeing on the gold lane. So that's a 340 mark, guys. And yeah, all lead on Execration. 2K.
Yeah, and Sagitnu here getting chased down, doesn't have the mana, but Hate is here, and that arrow will connect. You know what? I really like the idea of
Oh my
Yi
God.
Sun-Shin
Yeah.
being the jungler, because in terms of rotation, he has good range.
Just look at that,
Oh
ladies
my.
and gentlemen. What Benikidi decided to go for is a very early, instead of the Bloodlust Axe, he went for a very early Blade of Despair. On his way to actually building it, he got the 2 Legion swords already up. And I think Raptor Machado and a physical attack dagger is present also towards Hate. It can't be denied though that Benikidi will be getting more gold. Or maybe something, I'm not so sure yet. We want to revisit that. But it will be no surprise if Benikidi really has an accelerated gold. He is in the
Yeah.
gold lane and he is winning.
It makes no sense if Benny Cutie on the Leomord goes for the
Bloodlust, right?
Bloodlust
Yeah.
axe. Because the thing is, if you think about it, the other team is backing on sustain. So if you're gonna out-sustain a Thams, if you're
Yes,
gonna
yes,
out-sustain a Uranus, it won't make sense because technically they are better sustain heroes
Yeah,
than you.
yeah.
So if you're
Compared
gonna
to the item
if,
sustain.
yeah, if you're gonna bandage it with a bloodlust axe and think that it's gonna make sense for you,
Yeah.
then it's not really you know, it's not really going to favor your side. But if you think about it, if you go for a Blade of Despair, they don't have their core items. When you step on them with Barbiel, the Phantom Steed,
Whatever regeneration.
whatever regeneration there is, it's gonna take a heavy chunk out of their HP.
Yeah.
And it could take them to 30%, where Leomord shines more.
Yeah, yeah. And my man, it's a bit slow and a bit less obvious compared to our game number 1, but Execration has another unique composition that made it work here for our game number 2 against Blue Fire. Even with this technical pause, guys, I think it's kind of set already for them. We have returned, guys.
And look at this, 2 rockets.
Yeah, I was thinking if the damage would be enough. I honestly thought it might be an execute or it might be a finisher for the Fanny, but yeah.
Probably at 4.
Probably at 4.
Probably at 4 rockets, it could make sense. But here is where invades matter, to be honest.
And there's retribution, so there's really no chance of Chu denying that. And
look at Louis just staying
Maintaining
into the
the lane.
mid lane.
Yeah.
And you know what? What I'm actually surprised about here is you put a Louis into the middle lane. Sheila doesn't have the certain mobility. Secret here is between the crossfire here of 3 heroes of Execration, and he won't really live. But putting a Louis into the middle lane, he doesn't have that certain amount of mobility, you know. But the thing is, they made it work again.
And it's a very defensive hero.
Yeah.
The Loyi. You just put your first skill here. You just put your dispersion, and you know you could have a lane that you can steadily shove and clear. And well, Unseen is just dancing around. He's not fully backing. That's very risky for him. If Benecutie decides to go, good thing the Barbell is already down for that side. Curse of Crow. Energy impact not gonna be connecting, and of course with that, Execration would just retreat by a bit just so they can take this turtle, guys. Guys, the lead is too much. Get 6k here. Legion Sword 2 onto the side here of Hate. Also a kill. No, actually the turtle secured for him. And you know, even the Mounting Shocker would hurt a lot against the side of Blue Fire here. The only built item that I'm seeing would be of a Queen's Wings and of course a Clock of Destiny for Blue Fire.
But hey, you know what? Execration here, they are making things work onto their side. And I saw that there is an enchanted talisman for Louis here. Mana regeneration is going to be on point, but look at this.
Yeah. And there is the ult from Puzaken. Oh my god!
It just stopped them on their tracks.
I mean, there's the ult on the ground by Puzaken. It's a bit late actually. I'm not sure what happened there, but you know, it is what it is. You know, killing spree.
You know what? It's counterintuitive to actually use wings by wings to get into an area here for Unseen. Because the thing is, once they see Unseen in another lane, the other lanes go, and the side lanes that there is an access of the Farsa in terms of feathered airstrike is just gonna back off.
Yeah.
So it's not really working right now. The fights aren't really focused into one lane as our previous meta does, but now we can see that there is going to be a bit of a dilemma in terms of just picking that Farsa.
Yeah, and we are now here onto the last turret outside the base here of Blue Fire. Teleport. Actually, diversion coming in from the Loyi. Followed up with that Mounting Shocker. Not gonna be bought here by the Blue Fire. And yeah, I think this is gonna be very difficult. All you need is to just have Chakno go in. This is a bit slower compared to the Kufra. Totally understandable. You're using the Jawhead, but Jawhead has higher pressure.
If you think about it, Limbs is only at level 6, and that's because Chakno isn't giving him anything free.
Yeah.
It takes a Fanny to use all of his energy on Chakno just to get something. So that means he's forced to always go out.
Man, 9k on the gold lead here for the side of Execration. Even Hate here can easily solo a turtle without having to worry for anything. Actually, of course this is Blue Fire. We are still watching. This is a Blue Fire match. We are still watching, but I wouldn't be surprised that really a team which comes prepared even by just a margin against another team. And totally understand one mechanic of the next patch against their opponent. I think yeah, it could lead to one-sided series really, one-sided matches really. Because you can drafting and of course laning is as close to a checkmate. You know, you
Yeah.
can already set up a checkmate just by laning and just drafting alone.
And look at the nuke coming out here from Lu Yi, and this is pressure on all sides of the map. Blue Fire, they are uh, they are defending. They're trying to fight this, but look at Limbs with a few slashes and a few hits of an arrow. He's forced to go back.
Yeah. Wow, they need to go steady here. Sagitno kiting back. There is a very beautiful ejector there against a secret delivered towards Sagitno.
Okay.
Alright, there is one killed. But of course, Benekiri will be cleaning up. Demon Hunter Sword already available here for Hate, and they will follow through. The next one would be of Puzakin. Pushback done in by Benekiri. There's the Grabicho. And under the Feathered Airstrike, Etmax will fall down. There goes Limbs. And Limbs will walk away.
And oh man, this is really just hard for the side of Blue Fire.
Yeah.
They cannot do anything at this point. Well, it takes a couple of mistakes for Execration for them to actually come back from this. But at this point, a team of a caliber like Execration, they won't really back down. And look at this going in.
Yeah, very good flicker
Benny
there.
Cutie.
Yeah, very good flicker there actually by Unseen. Especially the quick initiate by Benny Cutie. He's just baiting secret here. Maybe just establish pressure there, but at least we get a 10-minute mark. And I can feel a nice stall there by Blue Fire. Unseen is doing quite a good job in clearing the waves, you know, defending properly, using the Farsa, you know, just using the safe distance that the Feathered Airstrike provides for Farsa.
You know what? One of the things that I've noticed is if you have a good jungle rotation or a good jungle pattern into just getting the minions or the monsters, you can probably go solo lord at 10 minutes.
It is possible. I would agree.
Yeah. And
A solo lord, yeah.
a solo lord isn't that far-fetched at
Yeah.
this point because you know what? It's MLBB.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, Butters, we have a lot of gold in the early game. We have a lot of resources in the early game, and lots of resources in the early game could actually provide a lot of scaling for scaling heroes. And interestingly, Heat didn't focus under the turret here. Still, a no inhibitor turret will be knocked down against Blue Fire.
And look at Chaknu here. Wherever Limbs is, I am there as well.
Yeah.
He's not letting Limbs go out. It's like a master. It's like a dog on a leash. He's not letting it go.
Yeah, especially, and the interesting part here is it's the dog that is actually catching the... It's the Fanny that looks like a dog here on the leash, but let us see. The turret is still alive. Finally, Hate decides to go for it. It just only takes one hit to finish it. And yeah, inhibitor turret is down for that part. But still, the game is up and available for Blue Fire. But it's only a matter of time. Another diver by Benekiti cancels out the Feathered Airstrike. Chaknu fully commits. He gets stopped by most of the members of Blue Fire. It doesn't stop him from killing Unseen though. And yeah, now that gives freedom for Hate again to target his second inhibitor turret down in the mid. They go for that top lane side. Benekiti now will be going back into his normal form as the Barbiel will expire. There is going to be Sagitnu stay into the front line. Chaos Darkening will be casted. Paid away actually. And now he has his Brilliance on. It's going to be Limbs missing some of the cables, ladies and gentlemen. But the moment it goes in towards Sagitnu, Sagitnu will be casting that Order of Brilliance. And yeah, that's it.
I'm actually
Yeah.
seeing Sagitnu with a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
That Sagitnu's meta was actually the carry side lane. Where you have all the time in the world to get farm for your side lane. It doesn't matter if you have 2 cores
And scale, right?
and scale.
To-
So I think with 2 very strong cores, or 3 strong cores from the side of Execration, they can make this work on their favor.
Yeah. And fighting is a very difficult hero to be utilized. Oh my god, a full combo here done by the members of Execration. This is the explosiveness that we are waiting for. Even in this one-sided game, layered with everything from Hate's Mountain Shocker to Benny Curie's Barbiel. I think that might be it. We get some minion wave still. Fuzaken and also Chu is still alive. Etomax will be going back. He does have his ultimate on. He can easily teleport in and diversion onto the base here of Blue Fire. TPs are also coming in. Wave clear onto Benny Curie. Hate is also hiding back. Chu is just dancing around. And Lives is gonna be there. Again, I just want to go back to my point that the Fanny is really not an easy hero here to be utilized ever since, at the start of Mobile Legends. She is like a hero that invites challenge to a lot of players. And yeah, I mean, we are seeing here, even though there is some good performance there on the Fanny, and it takes a lot of mastery actually to get into this level, I think Liams needs some improvement still on the cable work. On the cable work of that Fanny, because we're seeing some missed cables for that part. There goes Chakno, they go for the dive. 2 into the front line, flicker in, no ejector, and there goes Liams. He wants to get into the base of the other team. He gets chased down by Benekiri along with Hate. And I think that's it. Already one skill unlocked for Hate here. Ladies and gentlemen, there's still an artillery minion. Etomax also going to be receiving some damage from the Blue Fire's defense squad. Remember that it's only just 4 members alive. Benecutie in critical health. Chakno also goes for the dive. Barbil is still online for Benecutie, but of course, onto the side there goes Chu. He wants to target him. He wants to target Benecutie. They go for the wave clear. They're just dancing around. There goes Chakno onto the side, and Blue Fire tries to maintain composure. Benecutie flickers in, wants to make an explosive pick, and he has done so, and that is it. 2-0. Ladies and gentlemen, for the side of Execration.
Execration here just showing us that their understanding in terms of the game being annoying and just exerting, just flexing that map control that they have. They make it work on their side, and goodness gracious, it's a 2-0.
I'm just happy that we see, even if we see 2 zeros here, even if this is totally within expectations against Blue Fire. I'm just happy that we see something different. We see something unique. And that is mainly from the side of Execration. The best part is, seeing something unique and you see it work.
Yeah.
We have a side lane Lunox. We have a Leomord getting reintroduced. We have the YSS being played not just in the jungle position, but also on the gold lane.
Yeah.
Gold lane position.
Whatever Execration did there was self-explanatory. You saw that as well. It was an open book. It was a storybook for kids that everyone can actually read and understand. Then again, you can do that too. See, this is what we were telling you about, that the new patch isn't really daunting. As long as you put a bit of creativity, imagination, and all those stuff, you can really make it work. And that was actually a good strategy from Execration.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-1-2, and even us, we think that we can do that for our certain games that will happen in the near future.
And I think it follows through with what we are advising. It's fun.
It's fun.
Watching it is fun. Casting it is fun. I would dare say even playing it might be fun as well.
Yeah.
Execration, from the looks of it, they actually had fun in doing that. But it takes more than that to actually fully conclude what the Project Next patch is. I would dare say even the Bren, ending the winning streak of Bren done in by Omega, it's not enough to really conclude the Project Next patch. Even this one is not enough yet to conclude the Project Next patch. I'm not so sure if the whole week, until Sunday is enough to actually conclude what we can say about the Project Next patch. Anyway, guys, that's it for our time. It has been an honor to shoutcast for these games, guys. We're gonna be passing it on to our resident analyst, Manjin.
Creation. Direct, may analysis? Oh, okay, may analysis. May analysis pa pala. Sorry, Direct. Tinanggal ko na yung code ko eh. Blue Fire, guys. Yes, sabi nga dito ni na Wolf. Hawakan na lang natin. Sabi nga dito ni na Wolf, kaya pa nilang mag-survive. But then again, sobrang miracle na yung kailangan nila. Isang napakalaking himala yung kailangan nila. Looking at the items right now, guys. Tignan natin. Aray. Yeah, uwing-uwi na talaga, no? Joke lang. 7-0-4 si Hate. Total dominance even though nagkaroon ng first blood, no? Even though nagkaroon ng first blood dito ang Blue Fire. Let's look at the funny stat. Mukhang sinabi na lang ng Blue Fire dito sa kanilang last game na, sige, i-funny mo na. Tapusin na natin ang laban. Sige, gano'n na lang. Nothing to win, nothing to lose. Attitude na lang ang ginawa dito ng team ng Blue Fire. Then again, they're up against a team na kailangan ng sobrang daming puntos para makabalik sa ating laban. And man, Execration showed us something else, especially highlighting this player, Chakno, on the jaw head. There you go. That jaw head, Chakno, no? I think there's an heavy emphasis on the buffs na kukunat kapag maraming umaatake. So going on to our post-game stats, Chakno, ladies and gentlemen, 2 two times niyang tinanggalan ng buffs si Lims dito. Umabot na sa point na boom, 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 pow. 0 ang naging tower damage ng Team Blue Fire and it was a total love set. Kung naglalaro kayo ng billiards at ng pool, gets nyo yon. Wala silang nakuhang kahit anong objective on that game. Sige, isang orange buff, 2 purple buff. Then again, after nung pangalawang kuha ni Chakno dito ng purple buff, it all went down para sa team ng Blue Fire. Nawala na sila ng pag-asa. Looking into the smart highlights of the game, syempre, I think pwede natin makita dyan yung mga ginawa ni Chakno mismo na space created para syempre kay Leo Mord. Ito yon. Boom. I think saktong tinimingan na nga lang ni Chakno yung kanyang ejector. Makikita mo kasi yan kapag bumuelo na yung jawhead dito, makikita mo na talagang mag-e-ejector na siya, and I think alam ni na Lims yun. Unfortunately, hindi pa enough yung damage ng kanyang retribution. Lims was at level 4 up until the 5-minute mark. And his enemies ay umaabot na ng level 7, level 8. Ganoon ka-dominant ang Team Execration on this game, on this season, Shin. And wow, Luyi, I think this is the first time na may nakita tayong Luyi, or probably the third time. Basta hindi natin siya masyadong nakikitang umaksyon, pero pinakita siya ng Execration. This time, I think nagkakaroon lang yung Execration actually ng mga plays na talagang nagiging agresibo na sila. Kasi alam na nila yung kung gaano kalakas yung items nila. Unfortunately, for Team Blue Fire, kulang yung item power spike nila. Kulang yung kalakasan nila to make an outplay. And now for our smart MVP, makikita natin, siya ay walang iba kundi syempre si Hate, no? Yishon Shin, 7, magmamatay ulit 7 minutes in. 7 minutes in, Hate was at level 12. And then, Lims ay level 6. Level 6, man. Pag minus mo yan, 6. Ang bilis. Wala pang 0.0 seconds, na-solve ko yung math na yon, no? 6 levels ahead si Hate against the hyper carry hero. Of course, with 98,000 gold, 704, napakabilis, napaka-aga. I really think na, si Chakno, I think, ang pwedeng MVP on that game. Pero syempre, with a given record and with the KDAs, it's still Hate. So Hate just proving himself to still be one of the great carries of the tournament na aabangan nating lahat. Syempre, ang interesting kasi dito, Execration now aangat ng 3 points, no? On Group A, so ang naglalaban sa points right now is Omega, Exe, and Bren, no? I think NXP, kailangan pa nila ng 2 games para makapasok doon. Wow. By the way, hindi pa pala tuloy ang OE dahil meron pa tayong interview portion. Atin ang kausapin ang walang iba, the captain of Execration, Ito Max, man. Congratulations sa 2-0. Una sa lahat. Hello, man.
Thank you, Sir Manjin.
Yon, man. Interesting na ikaw na ang naging team captain ngayon ng Execration. Kahapon, actually, hello, Shaknu. Yan. Hindi pala kahapon. Nung nakarang araw, nagkaroon ng big patch yung MPL. Bilang captain dito ng Execration, paano nyo na-formulate yung strategy nyo for today? Anong na-experience nyo dito sa bagong patch?
Actually, nung paglabas nung bagong patch, naglaro lang kami na naglaro. Naglaro lang kami na naglaro para malaman kung ano ba yung mga pwedeng adjustment na gawin namin. So, hindi lang din naman ako, bilang captain, hindi lang din ako nag-isip nun. Siyempre, tulungan naman kami lahat dito. Lalo na
may smoke effects,
May smoke effects.
Sapno,
yan. Ayun,
Oo.
kumbaga tulungan kami lahat dito kahit yung mga hindi nyo nakikita sa camera, syempre tumutulong din sila
So
sa lahat.
total team effort, no? Nag-ano kayo, nag-brainstorm kayo para doon sa buong meta na ginawa ninyo. Anong idea na actually paano nyo na nalaman na na tong mid mage tapos dalawa yung baba Parang sino yung nagsabi nun? Paano nyo na formulate 'yon?
Kasi 'di ba since yung mga side lanes kasi ngayon parang sobrang laki na ng pera na nabibigay
Oo.
Yun kasi yung sobrang ganda na ng kumbaga every role may kayang magkapera. So hindi na katulad dati na may panel strat na kanya kukunin nila. Pero yung mga side lanes kasi ngayon sobrang laki na ng pera. So kahit magstay lang sila sa sa lane nila is marami silang makukuha ang gold. Yun.
Talagang utilizing the laning phase para kay Kuya Etomax. Men, again, congratulations. Congratulations. Pangatlo ata kayo ngayon sa standings. Anong masasabi mo sa mga future na makakalaban mo ngayong MPL? Sa mga teams na makakalaban nyo?
Thank you sa lahat ng sa mga kalaban ba namin?
Oo, makakalaban nyo. NXP, makakalaban nyo. October 2
Oo nga pala. NXP yun. So, sa NXP, excited na rin kami syempre since bagong patch. Syempre marami ring utak doon panigurado. So, magbubungguan na naman ang mga bagong meta yun. Pakitaan ulit natin ng magandang series yung mga manonood dyan. Abangan nyo.
Bait na. Bait na, Kuya Etomax. Okay, Kuya Etomax. Final shoutouts and saan ka namin makikita, no? Promote mo yung mga pages mo.
Okay. Shoutout nga pala syempre, una-una thank you rin kay God sa binigay na panalo sa amin. Tsaka sa mga boss namin, kala Boss Arvin, sa humahawak ng Execration, kalaki mo, kala Makay, sa mga tumutulong din sa amin, kala Billy, kala Pakbet, kala Hito. Yan. Tsaka thank you sa lahat ng fans na sumuporta kahit na lost streak kami noong nakaraan. Yun. Babawi tayo ngayon.
Babawi ang Execration coming from the captain of Etomax, of Execration, Etomax. Congratulations muli sa inyong team.
Ay, Manjin.
Shoutout
lang pala. Nakalimutan ko sa girlfriend ko pala.
Sige, shoutout mo. Batiin mo, tol.
Shoutout sa girlfriend ko.
Sino?
Si Kat.
Ayos. Binabati ka ni Etomax, mahal na mahal ganyan. And again, congratulations, Team Execration sa 3 points. Congrats, Etomax. Kita-kits sa susunod.
Ay, thank you.
Alright, guys. That has been it. Time check. Maaga pa rin ang uwian. Ayan, 9:53 sa aking Realme Watch. Wow. Ayan, syempre, ating tignan ang current standings ng ating tournament para syempre sa updated standings ng ating tournament. Umangat ang Execration, of course, now having 14 points, tied with Blacklist International. Meanwhile, you have Omega right now na pangalawa pa din, no? Even though they won earlier, same ang naging standings natin for today. Still, ang kailangan nating tignan dito, I think, is Group B. Kasi kung Group A, I think sobrang clear na kung sino yung apat, no? Parang 80% na akong naniniwala na yung apat na yan. Make that 95% pala. Yung apat na upper teams ang papasok sa playoffs. And Group B, malayo-layo pa ang kanilang lalakbayin. BSB, Signal Ultra, and Mpl-Ph naglalaban doon sa 4th slot. So with this guys, I hope na sana nag-enjoy kayo for today, and I really hope na manood din kayo bukas kasi nga para sa ating mga schedule for tomorrow, nandiyan ay ang Omega versus Signal Ultra, interesting match, no, para sa 4th slot. Blacklist versus Aura, interesting match din. Aura nangunguna dito, but kung manalo ang Blacklist, pwede silang umangat ng 1 puntos. Syempre, nandiyan na rin ang Onyx versus BSB. Much needed win for BSB and much needed win din para sa Mpl-Ph. Magkita-kita tayo, guys, 6 p.m. Nandyan din yan, diba? So, by the way, bago ako magbabay ulit, nandito